Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, welcome to the City of La Habra 2024 State of the City. Thank you for being here with us today. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to our beautiful city. Before we begin the program, I would like to welcome to the stage Police Chaplain Mike Murphy, who will give the invocation for today's event.
We pray with me this morning as we begin this time together. Loving God, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude for our city, a city that we call home. We thank you for the diverse people and cultures and communities that make it unique. And today we pray for peace, safety, and harmony in every neighborhood, and for your hand of protection over every citizen. Father, bless our leaders with wisdom, integrity, and compassion as they make decisions that impact the lives of so many. May they seek justice, fairness, and equity for us all. We also ask your blessing for our police and fire departments who serve us and keep us safe. And gracious God, please strengthen our community. Foster unity where there is division, and understanding where there is misunderstanding. Help us all to be good neighbors, extending kindness, generosity, and love to one another. And Lord, we also lift up those who are struggling in our city, the homeless, the hungry, the jobless, and those facing hardships. May they find comfort and support, and may we as a community work to provide hope and assistance. So this morning, we ask that you fill this city with your light and presence, that it may be a place where all of us can flourish and live in peace. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Here today to present the colors of our great nation is the La Habra High School NJROTC Color Guard. Leading us in today's Pledge of Allegiance are ASB student leaders Layla Bartosik and Zayla Perrine from the Lowell Joint School District, followed by the national anthem by the La Habra High School School Choir.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare on
You may now have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, just a friendly reminder, please make sure that your cell phones are turned off during or on silent during today's event. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Please welcome to the stage, La Habra Mayor, Daren Nigsarian.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the City of La Habra's 2024 State of the City. I want you to know that I'm going to do my very best to get you all out as quickly as possible. As a matter of fact, raise your hand if you'd prefer I just sing a couple songs and we all go home. Is that something you'd like? I see actually 4 hands here and 2 over there. No, that's true. That's true. And another thing that you're not going to see is a comedy video, the likes of which our former mayor last year did that year. I cannot compete with Jim Gomez when it comes to these videos. So instead, I'm just going to try to give it to you straight. So thank you all so much for taking the time to attend this important event. It's my honor to be here with you today to present the city's many achievements and give you a preview of what we're working on and what's coming next. I have attended many State of the City's addresses in the past, but this is a new experience to be on this side of the podium, so please do be kind. While it's been an honor this year to serve as mayor, leading the city is a team effort. All of my city council colleagues bring a unique perspective to their job as council members. What we all share is a deep passion for serving the La Habra community, and we all enjoy being part of the solution in solving problems and working on great programs, projects, and services that are administered by a wonderful and dedicated staff. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize my colleagues on the City Council. We do not yet have Mayor Pro Tem Rosa Espinosa, but let's give Rosa a hand anyway. Councilmember James Gomez. And our newest council member, Carrie Surich. Councilmember Jose Medrano, unfortunately, is not able to join us here today, but I know that he's here in spirit. And I'd also like to introduce our council member emeritus, the great and distinguished Mr. Steve Simonian. Also in attendance with us today are a number of dignitaries and elected officials. I'd like to introduce council members Counter Trott and Art Brown from the city of Buena Park. Raise your hand. Here we go. Mayor Pro Tem Fred Jung and council member Shauna Charles from the city of Fullerton. Octavio Martinez from the city of Whittier. And the Honorable Janice Lim from the city of Yorba Linda. We also have representatives with us today from the following offices. We have Brock Chadsey here on behalf of Orange County Supervisor Doug Chafee. Ari Ruiz is here representing Assembly Member Blanca Pacheco. Christopher Kent here today on behalf of Senator Josh Newman. And David Ochoa is here today on behalf of Senator Tom Umberg. We also have a number of school board members as well. If you are a member of the Fullerton Joint Union High School District, Lowell Joint School District, or the La Habra City School District, at this time, please stand and be recognized. The City of La Habra is so very fortunate to have a strong and diverse business community that has always been very supportive of this city and its events such as the State of the City. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank those sponsors who helped make today's free event possible through their generous donations. And that is Raising Cane's. I'll just say it all at once and we'll applaud at the end. Mr. Albert's Mexican Food, Law Offices of Jones and Mayer, CR&R Environmental Services, and Townsend Public Affairs. Please, a big round of applause. I'd also like to thank our in-kind donors who helped provide some of the food and the decorations for today's event. That's Chick-fil-A in La Habra and Boyo's Party Supply. Thanks again to all of our sponsors who make city events like this possible. So today we gather to celebrate our achievements from the past year and look forward to what our future holds for the vibrant and caring community that is La Habra. Over the past year, our city has experienced growth, successes, transformation, and challenges. We have seen new businesses open their doors, which has created new jobs and shopping choices for our residents and visitors. and has stimulated our local economy. Our public infrastructure has been enhanced with the completion of several key projects, including newly paved roads, improved parks, and upgraded public facilities. Civic events have flourished, continuing to bring our residents together and strengthening our sense of community. We also faced an uncertain economy and unforeseen budget challenges, but despite these issues, we continue to provide services and programs that our residents have indicated are most important to them. So now let's take a closer look at what we've accomplished and where we're headed, starting with business and economic development. In La Habra, business-friendly isn't just a casual concept, but something the City Council and our staff consider to be a core principle. If you have ever run a business, you know that it can be very challenging to start a new business or to grow as it takes off. The last thing business owners want is to have to navigate dozens of regulations or face delays when dealing with the city. So how do we, as a city, foster a business-friendly environment that attracts and supports businesses? First off, our economic development staff have been very active in trying to assist new and existing businesses to be successful in La Habra. They often act as a liaison between city departments and the business community, help business owners navigate the city's permitting process, or keep the city's business-focused web pages updated to provide timely and accurate information for businesses looking to locate or expand in La Habra. Furthermore, over the past year, the City Council has directed staff to come up with new ways to reduce red tape, streamline processes, and help lower costs for businesses to get established, operate, and grow. This has resulted in a series of changes to our municipal code designed to help streamline the city's regulatory processes. For example, last year we updated the city's sign ordinance to make it easier for businesses to know what they can and can't do with their signs. This process included working with the local business community and the city's planning commission to develop workable changes to the city's rules while also making sure the city's aesthetics are maintained. The result of this effort updated the city's sign code and removed several obsolete or unnecessary regulations and streamlined the sign application process to help businesses get up and running faster, saving them both time and money. Another good example is the process staff is going through right now to update the city's conditional use permit, or CUP, regulations. Several months ago, the City Council directed staff to review the current CUP regulations, research what other neighboring cities have as regulations, and to evaluate what potential changes could be made to help reduce costs for certain types of businesses to get established in the city. Our goal is to create streamlined, clear, and flexible zoning regulations to accommodate different types of business in our community, with the goal of shortening the permitting time frame and reducing costs wherever possible. The City Council's goal is to help support the business community and see it thrive and grow. Our staff continues to market the city to developers by participating in business conferences and expos to bring in new companies, businesses, jobs, and shopping and dining options for the community. In support of this effort, our economic development staff attend annual ICSC conferences to market the city as open for business. ICSC stands for the International Council of Shopping Centers, and the conventions attract thousands of businesses, companies, and deal makers interested in expansion and new locations. When residents ask us, hey, how can we get so-and-so business in La Habra? Staff takes that information to the ICSC conference with the goal of trying to make contact with those businesses to consider establishing an operation in La Habra. And once businesses do get established here, we want to keep them. The City Council as a body are committed to supporting businesses at every stage of their development, which is why we continue to offer business outreach and networking opportunities to our business community. Over the past year, the city relaunched the Top 25 Business Luncheon, distributed an economic development e-newsletter to businesses, created a new business welcome kit in English and Spanish, and hosted its second annual Economic Development Forum right here in this room. Staff also attended the Howard's Business Expo to network with local business owners. But don't take just my word for it. Let's hear from one of our newest business owners coming to La Habra, Seven Leaves Cafe Director of Business Development, Josh Newmaster.
Seven Leaves Cafe, at the core, is really a coffee and tea shop, but what we really like to do is create community, and so we create that connection point. The drinks, the Vietnamese coffee, the Thai tea, those are all just means to create this community that we have. We really value and cherish what we call at Seven Leaves, our culture of care. And that takes a form of, serving the community, serving our team members, serving our customers. And some of that care especially comes out in our products. We will use natural raw ingredients, and that's what really makes our drinks taste different. You'll see in our back kitchen the straining of the mung bean and the pandan leaves to go into some of our drinks. The coffee, as you walk in, you'll smell the grinds. And that difference and that care that we put into every cup is really what makes us different. La Habra has always been on our list as we kind of look at Southern California and the cities that we want to be in, and just trying to find that great location that'll fit our needs, that will enable us really to maximize how many customers we can serve. It's been fantastic working with the city. Ideally, the first quarter of 2025 is when we'll be ready to serve the community. I think it's really a partnership where we as Seven Leagues can come, we can support the city in ways that continue to elevate it more and more, whether that's with the schools, whether that's with sports programs, or whatever it may be, where we can be that place where communities can come together and our drinks can serve as just a way to bring that unity and growth together.
All right. Next topic is new technology. One thing we learned during the COVID pandemic was that we needed to modernize our internal business systems. A big step forward was our successful implementation of a brand new permitting system. This has been a key goal of the City Council, and we are very pleased with the success our staff has had making it happen. Staff undertook a comprehensive review of land management systems that could provide the city with a new streamlined system that allows applicants to submit, process, and track permits and plans electronically. I'm happy to report that in April of 2024, we launched La Habra Online. This step forward is not just about technology, it's about preparing La Habra for the future and ensuring that the city provides systems and services that meet the growing needs of our customers. Our community development staff has been very busy this year, and the work shows no sign of slowing down. While economic development and new technology is a high priority, our staff has also been busy planning for the city's future housing needs. Since last August, the city has issued over 1,294 construction permits with a new construction valuation of almost $40.6 million. We also work hard to keep our city looking good. Our code enforcement staff continues their efforts to maintain the aesthetics and value of properties in La Habra. This past year, code enforcement responded to 653 reported cases, and as this slide illustrates, the top 5 most common violations during this time. Despite not having a major freeway going through town, businesses continue to be very interested in locating here, and the city has seen a surge of new restaurants opening this past year. They all are adding new experiences and choices to the many wonderful restaurants that we've had in our community for years. In addition to restaurants and eateries, there have been several new private, commercial, and residential projects completed this past year. The first project I'll mention is Joy's Hallmark Shop on Imperial Highway, which opened just in time for the holidays last year. The project site on Imperial Highway also includes a La Quinta Inn, a Taco Bell, and a future Dunkin' Donuts. The next project to share is the recent relocation of Magnolia Vintage Antiques and Collectibles Store. Just a few months ago, this longtime La Habra favorite moved from Whittier Boulevard to its new location at 1421 East La Habra Boulevard in the same shopping center as Harbor Freight. Late last summer, Joanne Fabric and Crafts opened at the former Bed Bath & Beyond site at the Westridge Shopping Center. Earlier this year, the Costco gasoline fueling station was closed for several weeks, much to the unhappiness of a lot of people, probably many in this room, myself included. But the project resulted in a new fueling lane with 3 new fuel dispensers and an expanded overhead canopy. Now, I don't know if many of you have had the experience, but since completion, I haven't had to wait at all queuing up to those pumps. And the only downside of that is I used to go through a bunch of email and write a bunch of people and doing stuff waiting to get to the pump. Now I'm just right there and out. So anyway, Costco's made La Habrans very happy with that. I mentioned that city staff have been busy bringing in new businesses to La Habra, but our staff were also busy working on a number of new, well-planned housing developments. The first project I'll highlight is Volara, a 58-unit townhome project located at 104 East Electric Avenue by the railroad tracks. This project is now complete, and it transformed a previously blighted industrial property into a beautiful new park-adjacent residential neighborhood in our community. The next is the Cypress Condominiums. This project features 26 3-story condo units located on South Cypress Street between La Habra Boulevard and Lambert Road. The Coyote Creek apartment homes at 508 South Walnut were finished last year and consist of 3 3-story apartment units. And the last project site I'd like to highlight is the recent demolition of the Birch Ford property. Right, see, the downside is there's no definitive plans yet for the development of that site, but due to the deteriorating condition of the old showroom and other structures, the city worked with the property owner to have the site cleared, resulting in improved safety and far less blight at the property. So we'll see what the future holds. Before we move to the next slide, let me add that this city council intends to follow state law with regard to all proposed housing development projects, but we also intend to do our very best to preserve local control over these projects in order to preserve our unique quality of life in La Habra, just to be clear on that. Thank you. One of our core responsibilities as a city is to maintain our public infrastructure. City staff and contractors are responsible for maintaining hundreds of miles of streets, alleys, sidewalks, and water and sewer mains. Staff is also busy maintaining acres and acres of parkland and street medians. And sometimes they're busy responding to unprecedented weather events, like a completely unexpected tropical storm that had our staff working overtime to keep up with flooded streets and blocked storm drains. We have also completed several park improvements this past year, including installing new lighting, shade structures, security cameras, and even brand new scoreboards. A key project was the installation of new lighting at Montwood Park. This was a very high priority request made by the residents living near the park so that they could enjoy a safer environment in the evenings. Shade structures were added to Corona Park to lower the temperature of play equipment, making it safer and more comfortable for children to use. We also installed security cameras at Portola Park to enhance the safety and security of all. And we installed brand new scoreboards at Esteli and La Bonita parks for the benefit of all the kids playing youth sports at these facilities and to make sure the city maintains sports fields that we can all be proud of. And we completed major infrastructure projects such as emergency storm drain repairs at Harbor Boulevard and Arbolita Drive. And I'm very happy to report that Euclid Street, north of Whittier Boulevard, all the way to city limits, will soon be paved now that we are wrapping up a major water line replacement project on that street. And I know that's really bugged a lot of the residents up there, but replacing the entire water main was a huge and very expensive project, and then comes the street renovation. So again, I'm happy to say we're just about there, just a little bit longer. With all the rain we've experienced in Southern California over the past 2 years, staff has been extremely busy maintaining our streets. Staff estimates that they have filled over 2,000 potholes throughout the city just this past year alone. In addition to filling potholes, staff has also been busy repaving our streets, alleys, and repairing our sidewalks. We have finished several major street projects this past year, including the Residential Street Rehabilitation Project, the Arterial Street Rehabilitation Project, Alley Area 6 improvements, and annual sidewalk and ADA improvements at various locations throughout the city. Keeping our roads safe and well-maintained continues to be a priority for our residents and this city council. Now, what keeps us moving on those roads, however, is our traffic infrastructure. To ensure traffic flows as well as possible, we made improvements to our crosswalks, improved signage in traffic-calm neighborhoods, upgraded the traffic management system, and installed new traffic signal controls. And as I mentioned, our infrastructure was put to the test this past year when an unexpected weather event brought multiple days of exceptionally heavy rain to La Habra and all of Southern California. Our dedicated team of public works staff worked diligently to keep roads clear of debris, unclogged storm drains, assisted with cleaning up flooded streets and storm channel overflows, responded to hillside erosion, and provided sandbags to residents. Over the course of 4 days in February, it is estimated that our crews filled almost 500 potholes and worked on 23 street locations that experienced significant flooding. And let's not forget about those free sandbags. Staff had 10 truckloads of sand delivered, and residents filled over 7,000 sandbags from locations at several city facilities. I'm very proud of all the hard work done by staff, and considering the extraordinary amount of rain we had experienced, the city did in fact weather the storm very well. So far, we've heard a lot about the projects we've completed over the past year, but we've also been busy providing outreach to the community and providing a wide array of programs and services. Let's start with community outreach. City Council has long placed an emphasis on public communication and transparency. To do that, we share information about city projects, programs, policies, and priorities. This is why staff regularly provides information through platforms like the city's website, social media, Channel 3, water bill inserts, information booths at community events. This is also why folks should attend or view our city council meetings to learn about what's happening in their own backyard. My colleagues and I on the city council also have quite a few followers on social media, and we all work hard to keep the community informed, especially Mr. La Habra himself. But we also realize that not everyone uses social media, and the Orange County Register doesn't always seem to remember that La Habra is in fact a part of Orange County. And now that we've seen the La Habra Journal come to an end, we realize that it was even more important for the city to try to get information out to the community. For this reason, City Council approved the development of La Habra Life, and that is an 8-page quarterly community newsletter, which you all hopefully have seen by now, and is produced by the city and mailed to every mailbox in La Habra. So in La Habra Life, we highlight and share information about city programs, projects, community events, local nonprofits, youth sports, schools, our local businesses, and community member achievements. It is a celebration of all things La Habra. We've seen an incredible response to this newsletter, and we're excited to continue providing important and interesting information to our residents and businesses. And we do want to continue hearing from La Habrans about what matters most to them. Understanding the needs and concerns of our residents is vital to how we do our jobs and the policy decisions that we make. To help us with this, we conduct periodic community satisfaction surveys to gauge resident satisfaction and better equip the City Council and staff with information to help craft and make future policy decisions. These surveys provide a platform for you to provide your voice and opinions on city services, infrastructure, programs, and more. The feedback we've received this past year has been instrumental in guiding budget priorities as we continue providing the community with a full complement of programs and services. And when we talk about services, one we are especially proud of is the quality of our senior programs. As our community continues to age, it's even more important that we design services specifically tailored to meet the needs of the seniors in our community. We are dedicated to enhancing senior programs and services to include more activities, wellness programs, and social events, which include low-cost, curb-to-curb transportation services, our annual Senior Week event, our food referral and on-site senior lunch program, and a host of events designed for our seniors, including senior movies, fitness and mobility classes, mature driving classes, bingo games, tech with teens, free legal aid, free health insurance counseling, and our very, very popular senior dances sponsored by our wonderful La Habra host Lions. Here's to them, to the Lions. Thank you, Lions. Another area where the city has significantly increased its spending is in homeless outreach and sheltering. Until a few years ago, the provision of homeless services and shelter was primarily the responsibility of the County of Orange. But as a result of a federal lawsuit, the county divested much of its homeless services to the cities in Orange County, and that's split into 3 regions. La Habra is part of the 13-city North Service Planning Area, and we have been partnering with our local cities in this region ever since to address homelessness. Through this partnership, the city has hired new staff to conduct outreach, help fund homeless shelters in the North Orange County area, created new programs to provide resources and support to homeless individuals, and coordinate efforts with local and regional resource providers to address the impacts of homelessness in our community. And at some point, after we do that, we'll find a way to fix this podium. For decades, the City of La Habra has run a program to provide local youth in North Orange County area with job placement and training through a county grant-funded program. Several years ago, this program grew to providing the entire county with these services, and the city was selected to continue as the primary service provider. The Ready, Set, OC program provides high-quality services to young adults ages 14 to 24 who are new to the workforce. The program offers participants paid work experience, assistance with clothing or shelter, job search assistance and career planning, leadership development, tutoring, and much more, all free of charge. Our goal is to prepare the next generation of workers by preparing them for the transition from education to employment by providing real-world experience. Now, as we focus on programs that improve our community, few may be as important as graffiti abatement. Our graffiti abatement team works almost every single day, paintbrushes in hand, to keep our city beautiful. The program operates with 1 full-time and 1 part-time employee who work in tandem with Public Works and the police department with the goal of trying to remove graffiti as soon as it shows up. This past year, our staff have removed approximately 168,166 square feet. That's a big difference, isn't it? I'm very pleased to say it's square feet of graffiti from public spaces such as parks, walls, light poles, sidewalks, at the skate park, on park benches, playground equipment, and yes, even on trees. So our experience has shown that removing graffiti quickly after it is reported is the best prevention against future graffiti, and our staff strive to remove graffiti within 24 to 48 hours, and usually much faster than that. The city is also very fortunate to have 3 excellent public school districts providing education and child development for our community. But in addition to our public school system, we have the added benefit of being host to a long-standing, highly regarded private school. So this year, I'd like to highlight the specific accomplishments of Whittier Christian High School. But before I do, I'd like to take a moment to recognize all of the amazing students, staff, and educators from our schools and city programs who are in attendance today. If you work at or attend Lowell Joint School District, La Habra City School District, Fullerton Joint Union School District, Whittier Christian High School, or our city-run child development program, please stand now and be recognized.
Hello, my name is Carl Martinez, and I serve as head of school here at Whittier Christian High School. In my 26 years of service here, I know that the City of La Habra throughout that time has been such a crucial partner to us, and I'm so grateful for the relationship that we have with the city. Thank you for this opportunity to share a little bit about our school. Whittier Christian High School has been a part of the community for the past 65 years. Our mission, equip and guide students to explore, discover, and pursue their life calling. In everything we do, we work to provide unparalleled learning, leadership, and development experiences that have a lasting impact on students' lives. Our offerings in the areas of academics, arts, athletics, and activities create opportunities for young people to grow in various ways. We know that emotional, mental, and relational well-being of teenagers is crucial to the foundation of the life they will live. Each day, we long to build a new future for our students that will give them the confidence, the skills, and the ability to achieve their goals they have set out for themselves.
Hello, I'm Mandy Echevarria, principal at Whittier Christian High School, and here's a quick update on what's happening in the world of academics. We continue to have our academies, such as business, engineering, and biomedical. We have a slew of offerings in the dual enrollment world, where kids can get credit for both high school classes as well as college. We've enhanced our academic support program for some of our students that struggle or have a little bit of learning challenges to add an extra layer of support to them on a daily basis. We are here enjoying our first week of school, and we are really looking forward to the year ahead.
My name is Joel Nunnally. I'm the College Advisement Director here at Whittier Christian High School, and it has been a joy and pleasure to work with families over the past 20 years. We take pleasure in helping students develop their plan moving forward, also developing their academics here on campus. One of the ways we do that is through a course called Life Calling. Life Calling is a 18-week course where students get to sift through their God-given identity, gifts, talents, what they value, and we put a plan together with them. We also invite the parents in the junior year to have a stakehold in this planning process, helping students not only prepare them for their senior year, but what's beyond thereafter in terms of career connection. On average, we have over 70% of our students applying to the top 100 universities and getting accepted. The top 50 colleges in the nation, 45% get admitted. And if that's not enough, we have on average 4 million earned in merit aid scholarships to be applied towards their next step. It has been a joy and delight to work with families over these years, and we look forward to the next class, 2025, moving forward.
Sam Pileski here at Whittier Christian High School, Athletic Director. I want to give you a quick update. We had close to 700 to 800 students come on campus this summer for summer camps, and it was a huge success. We brought girls tennis back after COVID. We also are bringing swim back, and we're also going to bring golf back this year. We have a new baseball facility, our new weight room. We have 12 brand new racks, full-size basketball court, and also volleyball court as well. Girls volleyball made it to the playoffs last year, had a great season. We have football, went 7-5 after winning CIF the year before, and also our girls basketball team made it to state last year. It's not about wins and losses. It's not about just playing a sport, but it's about team camaraderie. It's about commitment, dedication. Even after sports, when you're going off to college, you're going into the business world, or getting a job, you take these qualities with you into your personal life.
Here at Whittier Christian, we continue to strive to create a culture of service. Our students participate in the Love La Habra opportunities every year, and we offer a Serve Day, both opportunities here on campus and in the community. We desire for our students to learn to love and serve the community well.
Now that you've had an opportunity to hear from a few of our team members, I would like to point out that we are here to enhance and grow this city, the great city of La Habra, because we are Whittier Christian High School of La Habra. So we're here to serve and open to ideas and thoughts of anything that our school can do to serve this greater community. Thank you, City of La Habra.
Thank you, Whittier Christian. All right, now let's take a quick look at what is coming to La Habra. We have several new commercial and residential projects currently in the works that will be opening in the not-too-distant future. Once finished, these new businesses and residential units will create more jobs, provide more shopping choices for our residents, and provide beautiful new homes and neighborhoods for folks to live in. First project I'd like to mention is the La Quinta Inn at 701 Imperial Highway. Once completed, this 4-story nationally branded hotel will provide approximately 90 rooms and a meeting space. The project site also includes the new Hallmark store, a Taco Bell, and a new Dunkin' Donuts. And after much anticipation, construction has finally begun on Dutch Brothers at 2060 West Lambert Road. Dutch Brothers is a wildly popular drive-through coffee destination that started up in Oregon. Raise your hand if you're a big fan of Dutch Brothers and can't wait for it to open. See, every single person here is 30 years or younger. It's a huge thing with that generation, but I can't wait to try it myself. But and it's true. It's just it's a phenomenon is what it is. So it's estimated that construction will only take about 90 days, so plan on getting your Rebel energy drink before the end of the year. And returning to La Habra after many years is Krispy Kreme Donuts. They'll be building a brand new facility at the former Bank of California site in the Marketplace Shopping Center at the corner of Idaho and Imperial Highway. The location will feature an indoor dining area, a 24-hour drive-through, and a donut delivery service so you can satisfy your craving anytime you want. And if you're yearning for meditation and relaxation, the city will soon have a new location for you to practice yoga at the Divine Art of Yoga facility, currently under construction at 851 West Whittier Boulevard. Construction is well underway at the location of the former Plus Karaoke in the Marketplace Shopping Center. This new construction will include facility improvements and an outdoor dining area. No tenants have been named as of yet for this new building, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful when it's completed. Another major project under construction in town is the Vista Walk development by Olson Homes. This 117-unit residential project is located at 251 East Imperial Highway at the former Pomona Box Company site. A few years ago, Olson completed another well-designed housing development on La Habra Boulevard, and we welcome them back to town. We also have several projects in the works that are either in plan check or under review. The first is America's Tire, which is coming to town and plans to build a new location at Beach and Lambert next to Del Taco and Carl's Jr. restaurants, and adjacent to the Dutch Brothers coffee shop location. As I mentioned before, Dunkin' Donuts is coming to town, currently in plan check. Dunkin' will be located next to La Quinta Inn on Imperial Highway. Once completed, it will include both a dine-in and drive-through option. Baby Brothers Pizza and Wings plan to revitalize the former Golden Star Chinese restaurant on Whittier Boulevard. Looking forward to that. That building has not looked good for quite some time, so that'll be nice. Starbucks has also proposed a new drive-through location in town located at the former Elks Lodge parcel at 541 East Whittier Boulevard. That project was just approved by the Planning Commission on Monday night, I believe. And we have several other exciting commercial and residential projects coming to town, including Seven Leaves Cafe, Cava Mediterranean Restaurant, Planet Fitness at the former Northgate site on La Habra Boulevard, and several residential projects in the pipeline, including Magnolia Villas on La Habra Boulevard, City Ventures on Whittier Boulevard, and townhomes at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. We're pleased to see well-designed residential projects being proposed, as well as new commercial projects coming to La Habra. Our future is also full of exciting new public works projects. Our engineering staff has been extremely busy working on multiple large-scale projects. Let's start with some of the most exciting new park projects in the works. As we look around our city, it's impossible to not notice the positive changes taking shape in our parks and open spaces. This past year, we have begun several transformative projects for our community, particularly when it comes to enhancing the places where we gather, play, and connect with nature. While Council continues to carefully review the city's budget, over the years we have approved an extensive improvement plan for several of our parks, many of which were funded through various grant opportunities. At some of our parks, you may have noticed newly paved parking lots or new shade structures over playground equipment to protect children from the heat. We also recently completed a park lighting project at Montwood Park that was very much requested by area residents. But along with these smaller yet important projects, we have several major park projects currently in the works, including Steve Simonian Old Reservoir Park, the Los Reines Women's Club Park, the La Habra segment of the OC Loop, and of course Vista Grande Park. Of these major park projects, the one that is closest to being finished is the Steve Simonian Old Reservoir Park. In 2023, we embarked on a significant renovation of the former 1-acre Old Reservoir Park, and that renovation includes new landscaping and irrigation, a playground, a gazebo, a new walking path, picnic tables and benches, new lighting, and exercise equipment. The City Council renamed the park earlier this year after former La Habra City Council member Steve Simonian retired from council, and the renovated park is expected to be completed next month. The next project that will be starting this month is the brand new Los Reines Women's Club Park, located at 200 West Greenwood Avenue. This park is being built on the grounds of the former La Habra Women's Club building that had to be torn down several years ago. Thank you to the Women's Club for donating this land to the city years ago to help make this project a reality. The brand new neighborhood park will include a demonstration vegetable garden, a playground area with shade structure, a picnic area with benches, a walking path with decorative lighting, and new landscaping throughout the park. The City Council approved the naming of this new park as Las Reinas Women's Club Park to honor the 125-year history of the La Habra Women's Club. The park is expected to open in spring of 2025. One of the longest planned park projects is La Habra's section of the OC Loop. The OC Loop is 66 miles of bike and pedestrian trails looping around all of Orange County. While most of the loop is already built, one of the last major unfinished segments is here in La Habra. The 3.1-mile-long segment will be built as a 15-foot wide path alongside the northern portion of the Union Pacific Railroad right-of-way, connecting La Habra not only to the OC Loop, but will connect to the Los Angeles County Bike and Trail System at the border with the city of Whittier, and then to the trail system built in the city of Brea. I am happy to report that the trail design is complete, but our staff are still in the process of negotiating a price to buy a permanent easement from the Union Pacific Railroad. If successful, we will then be able to approach the state to apply for up to $45 million in grants to pay for the easement purchase and construction of this portion of the OC Loop. Finally, let's talk about Vista Grande Park. For the past several years, the city has been working on plans to develop this 17.5-acre former city and county landfill site that has been closed for decades to become one of the city's newest and largest parks. The park design took several years to complete, and the city held numerous public outreach meetings to get community input for the design, including valuable input from students at our local high schools, so we're sure the park will offer something for everyone. Whether it's the new playground designed with inclusive equipment for children of all abilities, the beautifully landscaped walking paths, or the variety of sports courts that will be buzzing with activity, our hope is that this park will become another key recreation space for our entire community. And don't worry, Ike, this park will have something for you too. We're currently standing at the future site of La Habra's long-awaited first ever dog park. For years, the community asked for a dog park, and we're happy to finally deliver this key amenity to La Habra dog owners. The dog park will feature an area for large dogs and a separate area for smaller dogs. Both areas will be beautifully landscaped and feature various amenities for dogs and their owners. Obviously, Ike is very eager. Fortunately, I'm ready for him too, no matter what happens. Construction of Vista Grande Park is currently underway, and we are planning to have a ribbon cutting in early 2025 to coincide with our city's centennial celebration. These park projects are not just about beautifying our city, they are about improving the quality of life for all of our residents. Parks are where memories are made, where children develop a love for nature, and where we all can take a moment to relax and appreciate the world around us. I'd like to thank everyone who has contributed to these projects, the city staff, the volunteers, the community members who shared their ideas, and the state and federal agencies that provided grant funding to make these projects possible. Together, we're building a city where our residents can take pride in our public spaces, knowing they are designed with care, quality, and a vision for the future. Yes, indeed. Ongoing team effort. More work yet to be done. Thanks to all. In addition to parks, we also have a number of other important capital projects being worked on this year, including the Euclid Street waterline replacement and paving, more alley improvements around town, residential street rehab and slurry seal, Macy Street paving, Euclid traffic signal synchronization, the Hacienda Pump Station project, and as you can see from the screen behind me, Monte Vista Street paving. This street is quite obviously long overdue to be repaved, and I can report that crews are currently on site working to repave that stretch of road from La Habra Boulevard to Lambert Road. A lot of folks have lost fillings out of their teeth driving down that road over the last number of months, so I'm very pleased we're making progress there. But as important as these projects are, a long-desired focal point for the future of the city is its downtown corridor along La Habra Boulevard. The city has had a specific plan in place for decades to develop the La Habra Boulevard corridor, but due to limited funding, the state decision to end redevelopment agencies, and other challenges, progress in this area has been difficult. At Council's direction, staff is working with a consultant to help design a new, contemporary downtown revitalization plan. The updated specific plan, once finished, will reflect today's vision for the city's central business district, a place for new and existing businesses to flourish, supported by new shopping opportunities and entertainment options. Our goal is for La Habra's downtown to become its own destination with a vibrant downtown core reflecting the community that it serves. Community outreach and engagement has been and will continue to take place on this throughout the update of the specific plan, so make sure you stay informed and please get involved. Needless to say, there's always something exciting happening here. Join us as we explore some of our other memorable events that bring the community together and highlight the unique charm of La Habra. Throughout this presentation, you have heard about some of the amazing programs and services our Community Services Department offers, but they are also the city's premier party planners. Over the past year, La Habra has hosted a variety of fun events designed to bring our community together and create lasting memories for families. In May, we kicked off the summer season with a party in the park, celebrating the opening of our 2 splash pads just in time for the summer heat. But the fun did not stop there. This year's 4th of July celebration was nothing short of spectacular. Over 3,500 guests streamed into La Bonita Park on a beautiful warm summer afternoon to enjoy food, peruse vendor booths, play in the kids zone, enjoy live entertainment, and watch an exciting flyover from 2 World War II-era airplanes. All this was followed by a phenomenal fireworks display that lit up the night sky and showcased our city's patriotism. Our Summer Concerts in the Park series has become a well-attended local tradition, with residents gathering at Portola Park to enjoy live music and dancing. This year's series attracted hundreds of attendees with genres ranging from country to 90s to top 40 hits, ensuring there was something for everyone to enjoy. And of course, we ended the series with the Mariachi Divas, who always draw massive crowds. Earlier this year, we also enjoyed hosting several other community events, including the La Habra 5K races, the Spring Extravaganza, Cool Cops, Kids Night Out, Senior Dances, and much more. As you can see, we've already hosted so many events and activities this year, and we're still far from over. As we head into the fall and winter seasons, we will be hosting several more large-scale events that celebrate our community's diversity and tradition. Please join us as we will soon kick off or support events such as the 75th Annual La Habra Host Lions Club Corn Festival from October 11th to the 13th. The Community Open House on October 26th, where we also invite our local schools and nonprofits to participate and connect with our community. The city's annual Veterans Day event on November 11th. The Tamale Festival on December 7th, an event that brings in crowds from all over Southern California to our little corner of Orange County. And a very fun and rewarding way to end the year, our Holiday Wishes event, where we gather donated toys to provide to children from income-eligible families in the community. Those smiles are a great way to end the year. So as we look forward to 2025, we remain committed to enhancing these events within the resources we have available. Our goal is to ensure that every resident, from our youngest children to our treasured seniors, feels connected to the life of our city. And next year, this connection will look back 100 years as we eagerly await the kickoff of the City of La Habra's 2025 Centennial Birthday Celebration in January. Thank you so much to Kelly and Kim and all the wonderful folks at our Community Services Department. They're the folks that make this stuff possible. It's fantastic. Let's now touch briefly on public safety, but before we hear from our Chief of Police, Adam Foster, let's take a look at what public safety means for this community. As we continue to reflect on our city's achievements and opportunities, one of the core services we provide to the community continues to stand out above all others. That is public safety. Through the hard work and dedication of our police officers, firefighters, paramedics, and ambulance operators, we continue to ensure that our city remains a place where families feel safe, businesses thrive, and every individual can enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing their public safety professionals are there when they need them. This level of service is achieved through the combined efforts of dedicated city staff working in the La Habra Police Department, the employees at the Los Angeles County Fire Department, and at Falck, our private contractor who provides highly trained ambulance operators for the 2 city-owned ambulances. Our commitment to public safety is evident as 70% of the city's general fund budget is now earmarked for public safety costs. And when we have surveyed our community over the years, public safety is always their highest service priority as well, which helps us make sure we continue focusing and funding this most important of public services. So let's talk about our police department. Since 1925, the La Habra Police Department has been committed to providing our community with a safe environment in which to live, work, and visit. This commitment to service is a tradition upheld by the women and men of the police department who serve the La Habra community, and it is reflected in all aspects of the department's day-to-day operations. The La Habra Police Department is a full-service department with 24-hour, 365-day operations ranging from dispatch, patrol, emergency response, and proactive policing, but also includes a dedicated traffic division, parking enforcement, animal control services, school resource officers, a crime impact team, gang prevention, special investigations, community engagement, and more. Our police department prides itself on engaging with the community in many different ways, such as youth engagement initiatives and specialized community events such as Cool Cops and National Night Out that have been instrumental in building connections with the community. You'll even see our bike patrol officers pedaling through neighborhoods on Halloween, making sure kids stay safe while handing out candy and police badge stickers. These grassroots initiatives help foster trust between our law enforcement professionals and the residents they serve. They also help to humanize the folks behind the badge and develop relationships with the community. The department's goal is to foster an environment where everyone feels empowered to look out for each other and our residents feel comfortable contacting those that are working to help keep them safe. As important as policing is, public safety extends beyond crime prevention. It also involves our response to natural disasters, medical emergencies, structure fires, and other unforeseen events. This is where the professionals at the Los Angeles County Fire Department consistently demonstrate their capabilities. As some of you know, prior to 2005, the city had its own municipal fire department. But in 2005, after over a year of evaluating fire safety options, the city transitioned to a cash contract with the Los Angeles County Fire Department to provide fire protection services for the city. This mutually beneficial contract has been in place for the past 20 years, but this past year, due to an unprecedented increase in the cost of LA County Fire contract, the city had to make difficult decisions in order to keep receiving the service. After months of difficult contract negotiations with LA County Fire that nearly resulted in the termination of that 20-year contract, the city was able to negotiate a new 10-year contract extension, but it came at a cost. Due to the initial contract price change from LA County Fire that reflected a 100% price increase from the prior contract terms, the difficult decision was made to close Fire Station 193 at the top of Idaho Street off Reisner Way, which reduced the new fire contract cost by about $5 million per year. Despite this closure, the city's annual cost for fire services still grew from $10 million per year a few years ago to almost $14.5 million this fiscal year. It is worth noting that while Fire Station 193 no longer houses fire equipment, it has now been converted to an ambulance operations center and also houses a division of the city's police department. The new contract with LA County Fire also includes an enhancement of paramedic services at Station 192 on Harbor Boulevard for a very simple reason. In 2022, LA County Fire responded to 86 fire incidences compared to a staggering 4,591 calls for emergency medical services. Clearly, there is significant need for responsive and adequate paramedic and ambulance service, which is a focus in this new contract. But fires do happen, and over the past decade, the city has seen 2 significant wildfire events in the Fullerton Hills, just south of the city's border. To help address this threat, the city worked closely with LA County Fire and Orange County Fire staff to identify a suitable site to install a heli hydrant on the south edge of the city adjacent to the Fullerton Hills. This important public safety project was completed earlier this year and now provides a significant new fire suppression tool for fire agencies to use in the area and around the city. A helihydrant is a large above-ground steel water tank designed to fill rapidly and support and refill firefighting helicopters to better protect properties, infrastructure, and wildlife from the danger of wildfires. The helihydrant can hold up to 8,500 gallons of water and can fill a helicopter tank at a rate of 1,700 gallons of water in just 90 seconds. This system is specifically designed to provide firefighting helicopters with another resource to draw water from if they have to fight a fire in the hills. Despite the amount of money the city currently spends on public safety, these costs continue to rise. Public sector agencies across Southern California are all facing the realities of higher public safety labor and contracted services costs, while also dealing with recruitment and retention challenges. The city remains committed to finding ways to maintain the high standard of public safety services that our residents and businesses have come to expect, and we will continue to explore innovative strategies to keep our city safe. And now let's give a warm La Habra welcome to our Chief of Police, Adam Foster.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Good morning. Thank you, Mayor, for giving me an opportunity to say a few words. I want to start out by telling you, we live, work, and shop in a safe and caring community. Your police department proudly serves this community and strives to provide the best in public safety. But I would be remiss to not mention that I am not the only public safety person here today. So if we could give a quick round of applause. We have LA County Fire and our paramedics in the back. And I know you guys just saw a wonderful video, but we have some of those celebrities still in the audience as well. We have our law enforcement officers here as well. Can you give them a round of applause? As you will see in the slides presented here today, we continue to maintain our crime levels and have not seen spikes like other communities. We strive to provide quality, proactive, crime-fighting measures to keep the quality of life and crime down here in our city. Recently, you may have heard some discussion from Sacramento about different laws related to retail theft or homeless issues. And I want you to know that the La Habra Police Department is keeping an eye on those changes and how they will affect public safety. I also want you to know that we strive to do what works for La Habra. Every community has different needs, and we want to do what works for us. As I know you have seen, we partner with many other departments here in the city, such as community development, public works, and community services, to find solutions for our unhoused. That includes partnering with local nonprofits, which is just another example of our caring community. It was touched on a little bit in the video, but in regards to staffing, we are working diligently with our partners in human resources to ensure that we fill the vacancies in dispatch and police officers. I'm confident we will continue to have the adequate staffing to continue serving you. And lastly, I'd like to share with you that we are continuing our community events to make sure that we reach out to all of you, including our open house coming in October, our CERT training and Citizens Academy, which are presented also in Spanish. I would encourage you guys all to check our social media for updates and changes to all of those schedules. And lastly, I just want to thank all of you for coming today and showing your support for our city and for public safety. Thank you.
All right. That's close enough.
Close enough?
Thank you, Chief. One more time for all of our public safety personnel in La Habra, police and fire. We intuitively know how busy our public safety professionals must be. It can be easier to understand their workload when you hear the statistics of what they do in a given year. Let's start with LA County Fire. From August 2023 to July 2024, LA County Fire responded to 4,943 incidents with an average response time of 4 minutes and 52 seconds. And as I mentioned in the video, a majority of the calls for service in La Habra are paramedic calls. Of the over 4,900 calls they responded to last year, an unbelievable 4,276 calls were strictly for emergency medical services, compared to only 53 fire-related calls. Which is why when Fire Station 193 closed last October, due to contract and funding challenges, the City Council made the decision to enhance paramedic services in La Habra at Fire Station 192. Another key responder to medical aid calls is Falck Mobile Health Corporation. The city contracts separately with Falck to provide trained operators for 2 city-owned ambulances. Falck ambulance operators are housed at Fire Station 191 and the new ambulance operations facility on Idaho at former Fire Station 193. This past year, Falck responded to 4,702 incidents and provided 3,529 transports to nearby hospitals. So you've heard a lot today about what the city does for our community and about our accomplishments and achievements. None of this would be possible if we didn't have the funding to provide our community with the programs, services, and activities that they have come to expect and that they deserve. This City Council has tasked staff across all departments to carefully manage the city's funds and be diligent in how they plan and expend the city's resources so that we stay focused on achieving our goals within our budget. Our finance department staff is vigilant in monitoring the city's resources, stays current with economic trends that could impact our operations, and provides clear policy guidance in support of the city's long-term fiscal stability. Our focus is to make sure that we live within our means, we balance expenditures against available resources, we retain adequate reserves to be prepared for emergencies, and we make sure our programs, services, and projects meet the needs and goals of the City Council and the community within what funding we have available. In June, the City Council adopted a balanced budget for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. The total municipal budget was $182.9 million, of which the general fund accounted for approximately $62.1 million. The general fund is the city's primary operating fund, which is used to support most of our day-to-day municipal operations, including police, fire, and ambulance, public works, community services, community and economic development, and various internal support departments. But where does all this funding come from? The vast majority of the city's general fund revenue comes from just two major sources: property taxes and sales and transaction taxes, including Measure T, approved by the voters in 2008. Property tax accounts for about 41% of our budgeted revenue, or about $24.9 million this year. Sales and our local Measure T transaction tax revenue combined accounts for approximately 36%, or $22 million of our general fund revenue. When combined, these main tax revenue sources account for more than 3/4 of the revenue received by the general fund to pay for city operations. As you can see from this slide, La Habra's sales tax rate is 8.25%. This breakdown illustrates that for every dollar of sales tax paid in the city, La Habra receives 18 cents, with the balance of that dollar going to other taxing entities. Now, when talking about property tax revenues, it seems like some people assume that the city gets all the property taxes that are paid by property owners in La Habra. But as you can see here, in actuality, the city receives just 18 cents for every dollar in property taxes collected in La Habra. The other 82 cents of that property tax dollar goes to schools and other taxing entities. So when you think of a city with a $180 million total municipal budget, it's easy to imagine that the city has thousands of employees. But the truth is that the city of La Habra has always maintained a very lean organization and currently employs just about 470 people at any given time in the general fund, in the city's other agencies and authorities, and across all city departments. 237 are full-time employees, and around 235 are part-time and seasonal staff. These employees are then responsible for serving the needs of La Habra's 63,000 residents, 1,500 businesses, and thousands of visitors that shop and dine in our city every day. To meet the city's goals and objectives, the City Council annually budgets resources across all city departments and funds. As is typical for mature, full-service cities like La Habra, the vast majority of the general fund's resources are dedicated to public safety, which include police, fire, and ambulance. In fact, 70% of the general fund budget this year is dedicated to public safety, which accounts for about $43.7 million of the city's total $62 million general fund budget. The remaining 30%, or about $18 million, is then used to support every other general fund department. Interesting point, too. 70% is public safety. 30% is everything else that this city does, which is remarkable to think what we're able to do with just 30% of the budget. Our success and ability to function as a city government is closely tied to the success of our community and our businesses. To demonstrate how much impact businesses can have on the city's resources, there are approximately 1,500 businesses licensed to operate in La Habra. Of those that generate sales tax revenue, the top 25 sales tax producers listed on this slide in alphabetical order account for approximately 66% of all the sales tax dollars generated for the city this year. In fact, the top 100 sales tax producing businesses in La Habra generate an amazing 85% of our total annual sales tax revenues. We cannot thank our businesses enough for choosing to call La Habra their home. The City Council remains committed to streamlining burdensome regulations and requirements so that doing business in La Habra can be simpler and more efficient. It's clear to see there is much to be excited and proud of as we move forward, but nevertheless, we are facing several challenges that could potentially impact how we operate in the future. The city's local voter-approved half-cent transaction and use tax, Measure T, is scheduled to sunset in 2028. As you've heard, this is a critical, locally controlled revenue that currently accounts for 13% of the city's general fund. Its potential loss would have an immediate and profound impact on the city's ability to provide the programs and services our community has come to expect. City Council is well aware of this approaching fiscal challenge and will be making sure that our community understands the impact that this revenue sunset will potentially have on their programs and services. And we touched on this a bit already, but the cost of public safety continues to rise. La Habra, like many other public agencies, is facing the reality of higher labor and contract costs for public safety. This became evident during recent contract negotiations with LA County Fire that were sobering, to say the least. The city had a mutually beneficial cost-sharing agreement in place with LA County Fire for 20 years, but while trying to negotiate a 10-year extension, the city was told by LA County Fire that LA County had their own fiscal challenges to address and could no longer sustain that partnership that had been in place since 2005. Although a new contract extension was finally negotiated, it came at the cost of closing one of our city's 4 neighborhood fire stations and a new annual contract cost of almost $14.4 million compared to the $10 million that was paid by the city just a few years ago. Since public safety, which includes police, fire, and paramedic services, is by far the single most important priority identified by our residents, the City Council has continued to allocate the vast majority of the general fund spending in this area of the budget, even as costs continue to grow. But now for something much brighter to look forward to. La Habra does a great job preparing for the various challenges we face in the future, but sometimes we also get to plan for opportunities that only come around once in a lifetime. We on council are so proud to have the opportunity to be involved with the planning and preparation for such an important milestone event in our city's history, the Centennial. Please keep your eyes open for news in the coming months as our staff makes plans and preparations for what we hope is a memorable and truly special birthday celebration for all La Habra. So, the magic words you've been waiting to hear as we prepare to conclude today's presentation. I'd like once again to recognize our amazing sponsors, all the ones who made this possible. Please give them a big round of applause again. I'm going to depart from the script for just 30 seconds because the idea behind us being here is the state of the city. What is the state of the city? Well, you've heard a lot of nuts and bolts and the mechanics of how a city's run and where we spend our money and all this sort of thing. What I didn't talk a lot about is really kind of the spirit and the soul of the community, and I think that's an important component when you talk about the state of this community. And I have a very unique perspective because I've actually been out there talking to folks since late January, walking doors, knocking on doors, and having one-on-one conversations with thousands of people. And it's amazing what you learn about how people feel about this city, what they care about, what they don't care about. And I'm here to tell you real quick that they don't care about our relationship with the League of California Cities or all this other stuff. What they care about really is the barking dog next door. They care about their families. They care about their jobs. They care about traffic in the late afternoon. They care about all the things that immediately impact their quality of life. And it's only local government that makes that huge impact on folks' quality of life. So, but I tell you what, my big takeaway from this experience of talking to people is that time and time again, people stand there and say, I don't have any complaints. In fact, and here's the bumper sticker, I love La Habra. And you know, that's an unusual thing in a city of 63,000 people. You'd think that we would be besieged as elected officials, as staff members, with complaints and gripes, grievances. They stand there and they tell me they love La Habra. And they're so glad they came here, and they're glad they're a long ways away from a freeway. They love the community services. They love our police department, and they feel the police department loves them back. So here's the real state of the city. The state of the city is sound. The state of the hippie, the state of the city, the state of the hippie. Sorry. The state of the city is content and satisfied. Warts and all, we have challenges ahead, but I just want to conclude by saying that the state of the city is in great shape. So again, thank you for your attendance today and for your continued support of this community. And thank you all for every contribution you all make to make this community what it is. Again, thanks very much. Have a great day.